Hello everyone, welcome to Jones Art YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use your digital device to draw vector art, and you can use that to make money for yourself. Now I'm using the device Redmi Note 8, an Android device, and it's a 4GB RAM, 64GB ROM device, and the app I'm going to be using for this video is the Adobe Draw app. It's available in Google, not on Google Play Store, because I think it's already been shut down and people are told to move to Adobe Illustrator software. But I can show you a way to get that app without going through the software method. I have a link I posted in my description below, so you can use that link to get to the site and download the modded app, and you can install it on your device, then log in to get this app. Before you log in, you have to register and have an account with Adobe to use it. Okay, now without much further ado, let's jump right into it. You all know what to do. Before I forget, you need to like, comment, subscribe, and click on post notifications. Before I'm going to start this video, I'm going to wait. You can just hit the button right there. You can click on like, subscribe, post notification. Anyway, if you don't want, it's fine, but please click on it. Okay, now without any further ado, Adobe Draw, you get a page that looks like mine, but mine is already filled with artworks. You get a clean blank page. Now you just click on any page to show you different formats of which you can use the app. You can use it. You can get drawings. You can get drawings with large postcard. You can get drawings with this in the size of letter portraits. You can get in different sizes: Android tablet, landscape, square, different. For all you need to know, it is in pixels. It's not in inches. It's not in millimeters. It's in pixels. Now I'm going to use digital illustration because this is also obviously for a web, and I'm going to use HD screen portrait. I wanted portrait here. Now once I have this done, it will open up an art space here, as well artboard space for me to draw. But the thing about this is that you can draw outside your artboard. If you feel that what I've chosen is a little bit small, you can draw it outside and then merge it and then scale it down. Of course I can show you those later, but still, let's get on with the beginning. Now we have different brushes and different with the functions. Now this brush is a round brush. Yeah, we have the basic round brush, we have the taper, we have the flat, we have the chisel, we have the basic terminal. Okay. Now I like using the basic round because you can actually manipulate it and change it to look like almost all these other options. But yeah, there's something it does that I really like. You can manipulate it to give us thin ends. Now this taper is helping us to reduce the tip of the line, so to have a very thin tip. A very thin tip is what we use to draw our vector lines and make them very neat. One thing about vector art or drawing vector art is simple. It uses shapes and it doesn't pixelate. No matter how much you zoom in, it's always clear. That's why this app is one of the best for vectors. Now I have a layer options. I want to input what I'm going to use to draw. Because we're using the mobile devices, we have been restricted and restrained to draw in a full page without zooming. We must always zoom, and this will make you to be able to draw on one part of your drawing on one part of your phone. You can't be able to see the other parts. Maybe if you're drawing shoes, your shoe will not be the same scale with your body. It's stressful. That's why we use what they call reference. This reference now is an app that you can get. There's an app that I use to get references. Their images used to draw. Their reference images. What I want to draw. Maybe I have to draw a human, a female. I can get a female reference sketch and use it to modify it to my own liking. Once I get the shape of the body, I'm good. Now I'm going to draw something very simple. I'm going to draw an eye. Yes, that's very simple. I can roll with that. Before I start, I'm going to show you what this does. This is the draw layer where all the diagram, where everything is sketched and the line work is all done. And this is the background layer. You can also write on the background layer. Right? No, you can't. You can't write on the background layer. You can't. It's always on the draw layer. The background layer is meant to help you in order to, if you want to save a work in PNG, and it's obviously in PNG. If you want to save your work without a background, you want it to be transparent, you can use it for logos, you use this background, you can either close it off and open it again in order to make the background transparent and opaque. Now I'm using the draw layer, but in order to get my reference, I'll pick what I call the image layer. Now I have different options. I can use gallery, I can use take a photo if I have my camera is very clear and I just need to take a very quick photo and then use it to draw into vector art. You can use take a photo. You can use my files from Adobe Creative Cloud. Yes, Adobe Creative Cloud gives you the option to import your photos and then you can work with them. Now I choose my gallery because that's where I want to obviously get my reference from. I get my gallery. I'm going to draw a simple eye in this tutorial. Now when you click on the image, you click on one image. When you click on the image, it gives you the option to resize it in order to get that particular shape and size of image you want. You can also flip the image with the different functions below the screen. You can flip the image vertically, horizontally, and you can fix to view. If I'm off view, I can fix to view, but now I'm on view, so there's no need to fix to view. I want to draw an eye, so I put it in just inside the artboard wherever I want, and I press the good button. Now as you can see, I put it on top while our draw layer is below. It's not supposed to be that way. It's meant to be, our draw layer is meant to be above our reference layer, so when we draw we can see what we are drawing. Now before I start, I would like to reduce the opacity of my image layer. This will help me see my lines visibly and clearly. When you first choose your brushes, the colors will come in a very light shade. You can see a color with this to be at this range, but yes, always reduce it to the end in order to get very thick black lines. I reduce this to the end, and then I have my line to be at least a good size, like a good point. I don't want it to be too thin, I don't want it to be too far. So I'm going to draw this eye below, this particular eye. Oh, my pen is too thin, so I'm going to increase it. Still too thin. Now this is going to be enough. Yes, this is enough. Now I'm going to draw the eyes. I'm going to trace out the eyes very slowly and smoothly. If you feel that this is very hard for you, there are other methods. There's a method I use to create my own stylus, a homemade stylus. It can look very weird, but yes, still does the job very fine. But if you can use your hand and your hands are very stable, fine, use your hands. It's not bad. There's nothing there. It's still the same. It still does the same thing. So now I'm going to trace out the eyes. Now I'm going to trace out this point so our eyes look really natural. I don't want to have the eyes looking like weird looking, but okay, natural looking eyes. Okay, I'm going to get my eye very round. Normally I could have loved to use a shape. I don't know if I should use a shape for this to show you how to use the shape tool. Okay, let me show you. Now they have different shapes in my shape tool. We have the star, we have the triangle, right angle triangle, we have different hexagon, polygons, diamond, and we have different French curves. You can use this to your free will. It displays like this. It gives you the option to resize. Yes, if you pinch in the shape, you can resize the shape, and if you use the arrow direction button, you can give it an ellipse shape or whatever shape you plan to. But this time I'm working on this shape and I want it to give me at least this eye feel. Now I'm going to draw around the side that I need the line. Okay, this is what I want. I click on X. This is what I want. As you can see, the shape is very nice and very round, at least to my liking. Now I want to do the eyelashes. I'm going to pick up another pen called the basic tipper. Now this basic tipper, now I'm going to increase it to its size. What it does, it helps me, like, it's like a pressure pen, but it's not a pressure pen. How do I mean this? Fine, when I increase my speed in drawing my lines, like when I'm very fast in drawing lines, it becomes very thin. The pen becomes thin, but when I'm slow, it becomes fast. You see, now this helps me to draw things like as if I'm using pressure pen. With my speed and accuracy, I can draw thin lines and thin fast lines or fat lines. Now I want to draw the eyelashes. The best way to do the eyelashes with this taper is just going slowly in order to get a fat tip at this side. I want here to be fat. So I want a fat tip with very thin endings. So I'll go slowly and then end quickly. So it will give me that feel, and I don't want it to go below or enter into this cornea. I just want it above, very neat and slow. This might look really easy, but trust me, it's not. When you start to do it, it's not. But with time, you're going to learn. Drawing with hand is quite easy, and Adobe Draw has this feature of making your work very neat. It gives you a very smooth line. So stabilization, like Adobe Illustration app, the stabilization on everything is good. Even Clip Studio uses stabilization to give you clean lines, but this one is automatic. The lines are already very clean and very smooth. Now it just depends on how you want your lines to be done. Okay, almost there. As soon as we're done with these eyes, I'm going to show you how to save it and how to export. Of course, well, the video won't be complete without me exporting this as a good image. Now I want to do the iris. I want to just pick. If I just tap on my screen, it gives me the shape, the same size of what I've selected in my brush function, so I can use that to easily do my eyes. I want it to be on this side a little bit more. Yes, look at my YouTubers. Yes, look at them directly into the eye. Okay, now I'm done with the outline. I need the eyebrow and all. But when I want to do my eyebrow, because of the method I will use to draw this eyebrow, I want to open it on another layer. It's not that it's really necessary. I can do it on the same layer, but because I'm going to reduce the opacity, I'm going to open it on another layer, and this same pen tipper, I'm going to use it with the reduced opacity. I'm going to draw nice. I'm going to form a nice eyebrow. I don't even know how the eyebrow is supposed to look, but this is how freehand. This is where freehand comes. I'm going to draw a nice looking eyebrow. As you can see, if I'm very quick, my line becomes very thin. But if I reduce my speed, the line becomes okay, just the size I want. So you all, this is my first YouTube video. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, and post notification. Click on post notifications to be reminded of any time I'm going to bring such mad digital arts tutorials again. And yes, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm on Twitter and all social medias. Yes, and I do this for work, so you can get your orders if you want a very mad digital art done. I do that for a very affordable price. Well, now, now to continue on the drawing, you can see that I've drawn the eyebrow to be at least a bit higher. I can use my transform option. Let me use the transform option to change the location of the eyebrow if I don't want it to go too high. If I want it to spread, something like that, you see. But I can even turn it. Feels like that's what it needed to do. Once you're satisfied, you can play with your drawing. Now I want to do the thin lines, this thin line right here, to show you our eyelids. I'm going to use the taper. I want to have that smooth feel. Yes, one there and one there. That's enough. Now, as you can see, our eyes is coming out really beautifully. Wow, just coming out very nice. I don't like these eyes, just look at it. Anyway, let's color. How do I color this now? Coloring on vector art gives different methods, but the method I want to use is just using shapes and colors. When I mean shapes and then color, shape and then color. It's not going to be much of a big deal. Now, before I want to duplicate or move anywhere from where I am, I will make sure that all my lines are closed up very well, so I won't have any loopholes, because loopholes will cause your colors to fill into another place, or it won't fill at all. For example, watch this. This is a shape that is not closed at this point, and this is another shape that is closed. Now, if I long press to fill in colors, it will press and hold inside an enclosed area to fill. That is because this is not an enclosed area, but if I do this here, it will fill. It will always fill on the color that I'm already using. It doesn't fill on any other color. It will fill on the color you're already using. Now, as I've checked and cross-checked that all my spaces are enclosed, I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm duplicating this layer. I'm going to get at least my base layer for shading, and then at least 2 other layers for I need a layer on the top, so it won't show any marks of how I shade. I will show you that as we go. Now now I'm going to duplicate it again. Now it's done. Now I want to create a base layer. This base layer, I'm creating it because I don't have a skin. I didn't draw a skin layer or anything, so I'm going to use this shape tool. Wow, I've seen so much today. I'm going to use this shape tool to draw out a skin layer. I'm going to pick out a very beautiful color, something on this a little bit fair. I need that anime color feel. Don't know. Okay, this will be nice. And then I'm going to color. As you can see, very nice and very good. Now because I don't have a skin layer, if I long press my shape and it colors everything in the background. But I don't want these eyes to be this color. What will I do? I'll use my erase button. I have an erase function. Yes, it's a brush that erases. It's called transparent colored brush. It makes everything transparent. So I'll cut out the eyes in full. I'll cut it out in full, and then what will I do? I'll click in and fill in transparent color. When you fill in transparent color, you'll be like, why is this line cleaning now? Coming back. I'll explain that too as well. When you fill in transparent color, it's just like erasing. Now, if you make a mistake, you can slide your screen left to undo, and if you slide it forward right, it will redo. That's what I do to erase to undo the line that I've drawn. Now I've gotten my colors done perfectly nice. I've got my skin done. I can either do this or I can still draw on top it because I have layers, or I've already created my layers. But if you didn't create a layer, you can use this. Okay, now I've done this. I can also shade. I want to color the eyes. Very easy. I'm going to pick what's the color of human being eyes. If you draw a human being eyes, human being has a tint of yellow, at the same time a tint of pink, giving you the color of the veins and the color of what. Let me just draw. Let me use a tint of yellow. I need it to be very, very white. In fact, to be less white. Then I want the tint of yellow on the eye. I might draw vein. Who knows? I want to draw on this layer, not on the base layer. This base layer is the skin. I don't want to touch the skin. I want it to be for only the eyes. So I'm going to color my cornea this color. Are you using this color? Looks weird. Yes, I know. Let me increase it so it does not look too weird. Okay, now I've increased it. I want to color the eye. The part that is red. You know that part is always pinkish color. Well, what color should we use? Okay, I'll go with this. This is fine. This is okay. Now I've gotten the color I need. Now I need the color of the eye itself. I'm going to use a blue eyes now. I want a blue eyes, so I'm going to pick a blue base. I want that eye to be very nice blue. Now I pick the blue base. Now I have this color of eyes, this color of iris, and then a very nice pink shade. Now how do I shade this? Very simple. I pick on the layer above the bases of the eye layer because I want to shade my eyes. I pick the layer above it, and if you slide out this, if you see this color function, if you slide it out, it will be able to do an eye drop to pick up any color that you're seeing on your screen. Now I want to pick up the word eye. I'm going to reduce this color a little bit, in fact more than a little bit, and then increase the saturation by going to the thicker color, and then I'm going to shade. Shading has never been so easy. Right there, done. Now how did I shade this thing? You want to know what I did? Let me show you why this layer is on top. Look at, I think that I've cut through, because I'm trying to make an enclosed area, I've cut through my black lines, so that's why this layer is always on top. It should be, if it's an Adobe Illustration software, it will be locked. Let's continue. Now I've done the eye. I want to do this corner of the eye. I'm going to pick the color. I'm going to reduce the light and then take it to the deeper saturation and then use it. While doing this thing, I'll make sure that I'm very sure that my pen is in the last, in fact the tiniest, and then the taper is very high to give me very thin lines, so I can be able to do sharp. If I want to do, they have shapes of vector art when you want to do art and be seeing all these curves and wiggly lines. Yes, You can use this phone to do it. I'll give you an example of what I mean by wriggly lines. So now I want to color the eye. I'll pick up the eye base, the base color, and then no, let's use the method I want to use another method. Normally if I want to use this method, I would have used the brighter color for the base, but the method I want to use is, let me show you what I'll do. I'm going to click on my base color and take the brightness to the top. I'm going to increase the brush size and reduce the opacity, yes, to at least 16 or so. Let me see, 27, and then I'm going to do this way. I want it to be big. Yes, there's no time to be, it's not still big. Let me try this size. Okay, because my taper is on, it's not going to really give me very big lines. If you know the size of this line without taper, oh, this line is very large. Now let me see if I can use another brush. Let me use this brush to try it. I'm going to reduce the opacity, then take this up. Because this brush, if I'm slow, it becomes fat. It will be the best option to draw this eye the way I'm drawing it. At least I'm making mistakes that you can also make, so you can also see that you can use other brushes in any way you want. Yeah, you can. As you can see, the brushes are coming out really fine. Okay. Okay, I think that's cool. So it's gonna come out really realistic. Sure, slowly but surely we're gonna finish this artwork, I'm very sure. Without any further ado, let's run right to the other shading that we need. I'm going to turn this very black. I'm going to use the end of this blue. I'm going to use the end of this blue. That is black. The same brush size, the same opacity. I'm going to get this right done. Yeah, like this. I'm going to just get around it, just around the eyes. This would make the eyes look a little more 3D, to make it look like it has a shading. Later I'm going to show you all how to use this app to make mad art. Like, use this app to make realistic art that if you paste on in your walls, in your homes. Oh, but before we get that done, let's just get right to the basic. This is just a basic eye shade, not too much. You can use this to draw your eyes. If you have been using this app before, you can use this method to shade your eyes, the eyes, so it will be very nice. If you have already seen this method before, well, good, because this method is really nice. Now I've got my eye, I want to have a shade, a layer, to show that yes, there's sun from the top. Yes, that's what the shading is like. The sun is shining from the top. This place should be covered, this place. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to duplicate this layer, the first layer, the main source of the layers, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to get black shade, but not black shade, but the opacity at least 50%. Let me get 50% is enough, 56 something thereabout, and then I do this. Now this has helped me now to reduce the light coming in from the top. Now I'm done with doing the eyes. I want to do the skin. I go back to my shading, to the layer that I'm using for shading. I reduce my brush, increase the taper, because if you change your brush, it defaults all the settings that you did. So since I changed this brush, I'm back to default. I went to set it again, increase my taper, reduce the size, and then pick my skin color now, and then give it a little more dark shade, and then saturation. At least this color will be nice to do as shading layer. If it's too deep, reduce it a little bit, let it not be too deep, but I still want that saturation, because it gives it that feel of 3D, like original sunshine you get. Now I'll continue. Start with the shading of the eye. Okay, let me see what will happen if I do this eyebrow this way. Okay, make sure your lines are closed out. It helps really well. If your lines are closed out, you will have very nice efficient use of your lines. and you can fill in ASAP. When I say fill in ASAP, you fill your colors ASAP. If your lines are not closed up, you won't be able to use the color fill function, and you won't be able to fill your color fill. You need to use your color fill function. Okay, now I'm going to join this together to have a good end fill, and then see if I can. Okay, still it hasn't let me fill in. What am I going to do? I'm going to search for where I have loopholes. There's obviously a loophole here, because this dark line, this black line now is not on the layer that I'm using to shade. So if I put my lines here, it won't show that I've stopped here. Then I long press. Now let's see what we have missing. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, there's loophole because that black line was obstructing us, and any slight loophole, if let it be a pixel of a loophole, it won't shade. It won't just imagine that you have closed it up and shade it. It doesn't work like that. So let's get the eyes done real quick. I'm going to get the eyes done very. Now I'm going to do what I call shading the eyelashes underneath the eyelashes, because our light is coming from the top. The under of the eyelashes will be shaded too, to give it that 3D look, that nice 3D feel. Okay, I know I said I'll show you how to export these pictures. Yes, of course, I don't do promises and fail. No way. So let's just get right to it. Since I've changed my brush, I'll always remember to go back to the functions the right way without any more stress. You can see our eye is coming out very beautifully. Now I'm going to do what I call the light shade. Let me see. There's the time for the light shade. Okay, I'm going to rush the light shade a little bit, so that you will just see how it looks and know that this is what it looks like. I'm going to duplicate my first layer again. The light shade should be can be underneath any of the colors, but let it just be above your base. The light shade is better underneath your shading color. You'll figure it out one day when you're already shading with Adobe Illustrator. Okay, I've selected a bright color. Just selected a bright color. Let's see how it looks. Wow, it looks somehow. Let me know if I can make that a little bit whiter. Oh, I mean, like, look at the eye. It's not what I want. Is it? No, it's not what we want. I want something brighter. You know what I'm saying? You want something brighter, you know? So I'm going to try and get a brighter color. Something of this sort won't work. You know what? Since I started, let me just get a bright color, because I wanted to skip this part too, because it will take me now to start searching for a bright color. This color wheel. God help me, I'm going to get a very bright color with this method I'm about to use. I have different methods for doing different things. Now I'm going to reduce the opacity so I'll know the bright color, and then pick it up, increase my opacity, undo my color, and then use my color to draw it out ASAP. Now this is a bright color. If it's not a bright color for you, well, why don't you try using Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Draw to get your bright color? I think it's easy. Now I've gotten the bright color. This color is already enough. Yes, enough for me to use. Okay, let me get this color. Let me increase the brightness. Get this. Yes, something like that. Not bad. Let's carry on. Okay, as you can see, I'm already done with this artwork. I I already have my vector app done. This is John's Art. This is what I'll do. I have my logo this way, John's Art. So let's not forget to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, you can also sign. There isn't a graphic pen, but since there's no graphic pen, I'm not going to sign. You can use this to create logos. As you can just see the way I'm just freely running something I created. This is how I created the logo. You can use this to create a logo. Of course, you can. Sometimes you might not, but since this tutorial is for the eyes, I'll show you this. So now exporting this picture is not going to be much of a hassle. You can export it with the background or without the background, but I'm going to export this without the background. So I'll show you. So I'll have my box size, my skin layer showing fully in the picture. Now I'm going to use what I call this upload function. Come down to copy image, copy with transparent background. Fine. Now what because I want to see transparent background, I click that option. What Adobe Draw does is that it exports what is seen in your screen. If I zoom out, it will export what is being zoomed out. If I zoom in, it will export what is being zoomed in. Now if I zoom into this picture now and I click on export, it's going to export out the part of which my screen size is what's visibly seen. Now that part has been exported and I've exported the other parts. Let me reduce this picture again and export it. So to export only the square layer. Transparent background, that means everything that is colored transparent without the background. Now I've exported that. I'm going to show you how it looks in my gallery. Now this is a mad vector art I did of the rock. Is my wallpaper. The gallery is loading. Now I'll go to my folder where I have my Adobe Draw app from my Adobe Draw Works. Now look at the box that we did. As you can see, it was being exported, showing us the box. This picture now doesn't have a background. As you can see, if I zoom out, it shows that the background is empty, but it's still one-sided because the screen size I was viewing had the transparent part showing much of the transparent part showing. And now I have this part where it's showing me the side I was only zoomed in, showing me only my screen size of which I exported. As you can see, if I reduce it, the background is also also transparent. And now this is the actual square of which I left, and as you can see, it's perfect. It's looking like a good square, just like the skin part that we drawn. Now, so when you get this app into your system, when you have logged in, I forgot something. When you have logged in and you have done everything, and it shows you the artboards where you can work on, do this.